Welcome back YouTube. So it's been a few months since posting. Now, two reasons for that. Firstly, in January, Rosario Coaching had the biggest influx of clients and the time needed to go towards that. We finally got the systems, the structure in place to handle that volume of clients. But also, me being transparent, I just got very uncomfortable. It's a peak gaining phase, up to 102 kilos. Didn't like what I looked like. I was literally watching videos back on camera in absolute disgust. But we're in a much different position now. I'm actually in this prep already 12 kilos down. So we started at 102. I'm now coming in at 90 kilos. We dropped 12 kilos and we're now gonna be documenting the final stage. I'm still 7 weeks out and it's looking like we're gonna be doing a run of competition. So the original plan was just to do one competition just for the experience, but the more that we see my condition and the physique unfold, we're fancying our chances to take it to a high level. So if all goes well at the first competition, we're then gonna be looking to compete in the highest level of amateur standard and chase a pro card. So potentially amateur Olympia in Italy, amateur Olympia in Portugal, and then maybe the Pro end of July. So there's going to be a lot to document. To start, it's going to be one video a week. When we get to the very close stages of the comps, we're then going to be bringing it up to 2 videos a week to show you what I'm doing with my training, my lifestyle, recovery, nutrition, to give you guys a full insight of essentially how physique development is done at the highest level. But underway with our first video, which is going to be a day in the life with also a big back session going in at Dungeon Gym. So it's now 5:45 in the morning in Dubai, starting the day off, just half hour of admin work. So planning ahead at this stage of prep, mentally, you need to be bulletproof. You need a bulletproof routine where you know what is getting done when, from training timings, cardio timings, meal timings, the coaching aspect, when the lads are getting their communication, their check-ins, when new clients are getting onboarded. So for the first half hour of the day, that gets boxed off, then we can start executing it. But black coffee just saving my life, because at the minute I'm training fasted, doing cardio fasted. And the rationale behind that is firstly because I'm seeing fat burning benefits to it. Body fat is dropping off the quickest it's ever dropped off. But also, when your dieting and calories are low, meal timings and routine is so important, because if you're eating all your food very early on in the day, chances are in the evening you're going to start to fall off plan. So by the time I finish training cardio, don't get back until 11. From 11 till the rest of the day, I've still got all of my meals. So sessions, cardio, fueled off, black coffee, but also mentality. We got to get it done regardless. So after the first half hour of work, we're then going to be walking over to my training partners, and then we drive to the gym and get into the real stuff. So that's admin done now. Now it's time to train. So this is probably one of the favorite parts of my day. My training partner lives the other side of Marina, which is about 5k steps, about 30 to 40 minutes. But this time, about 6:15, sun's just coming up. Marina is nice, peaceful, quiet. And on prep, you just sometimes need that time to yourself, because 9 times out of 10 throughout my day, it's rather filming content, it's coaching, it's entertaining the missus who's going to be watching this. So those times where you just got time to yourself, you can collate your thoughts together, enjoy the peace, you're going to take that all day long. So I actually do quite a few walks around the marina, doing 15k steps. So that for me is when I regain my composure, pull myself back together, get myself ready to attack the tasks. But underway with the walk now. This is the view. Dungeon Gym today for a pull session. Being honest, there's not going to be a lot of talking going on throughout the video, because at this stage of prep where you need to adopt the mindset that every single target counts, every single session counts. Training fasted at the minute, so if I'm there talking throughout a video, my head's not going to be in the session. Big focus for me right now in this session is precision, is accuracy, and intensity, driving every single set to failure. So the pull session is going to look like this. We've got a single arm vertical row, which is perfect for isolating the lats. Again, we've got a horizontal single arm row, followed by a vertical pull down. Now there's two ways of doing a pull down. You can decline slightly and focus on driving through with the lats, or you can stay vertically and it's going to be a mid to upper back bias row. And then we're going to be doing another upper back bias row just to bring the back together, followed by cable rear delt flies. And then I'm only going to be doing one bicep movement in there. For me, arms are quite a dominant muscle, so I don't want to heavily overtrain it, so just one movement going in there. But as I said, big focus on precision, accuracy. What you're not going to see in this session is slugging big heavy loads around. Firstly, you're not going to apply as much tension. Secondly, in an aggressive negative energy drive, there's going to be an increased risk of injury. So if you're slugging big loads around, having injury with a big setback is going to throw you out. So precision, accuracy, and most importantly, driving sets all the way through to failure. Physique update, 6 weeks out, conditions coming in quick. As I said at the beginning of the video, starting weight was 102 kg, coming in this morning at 90 kilos. Now, vascularity's coming through, chest, delts, arms, vascularity's coming through. Midsection, obliques are coming in tight. Still a decent amount of stubborn body fat sitting on there, but main area for me, where I'm holding it, is still just around the lower back, around the hips, even the upper back, still holding on to excess body fat. So I'd say 6 weeks out, coming in at 90 now, I think there's still another 5 kilos to come off. So it's gonna be 5 weeks of digging deep, pushing hard, stripping body fat to get to that level of condition to be stage ready. Then it's gonna be just over a week, washing fatigue off, putting carbs back in just to bring the fullness back to the physique. But overall, just over 6 weeks out, very happy now with how the condition's coming in. But this is where prep's gonna start to hurt at that stage now, where tired, hungry, but what they say is the worse you feel, the better you look. So if by the end of prep you're not feeling bad, probably not pushing hard enough, and you're probably not going to bring your best look. So that is training done, and I'm absolutely dead now. It's been a longer session, filming a lot of content today for Instagram as well. We actually went to Dungeon Gym and they don't have any cardio machines, so coming back here now, still 11 o'clock, haven't started the 45-minute incline walk, still haven't eaten, so this is going to be challenging. What I put in is a 0 calorie C4 today. Now, not someone who promotes smashing loads of energy drinks because they're not the most healthy thing, but when you're deep in prep, you just need to be strategizing things like that. It's going to suppress appetite, it's going to hit the craving spot, it's going to make you feel energized. That, and maybe later on in the day I'll have a Coke Zero, but only for the last few weeks of prep. As I said, it's not something that I want consistently every single day throughout the whole sort of calendar year, just strategizing at the last stages. But now we've got 45 minutes incline walk going in. Heart rate I'm aiming to be at about 130 to 140 beats per minute, getting a good sweat on and making sure that it's stripping a lot of body fat. So 40 minutes into the walk, 5 more to go. You might have to ignore the heavy breathing, but I always go for list cardio, so low intensity, steady state, just to manage fatigue. I always get clients message me like, oh, can I put running in? Can I put this in? If your primary goal is to develop your physique to look good, keep with low intensity cardio, because if you start running, you're going to generate so much fatigue, especially towards the back end of a dieting phase. It's then going to impact your performance levels. That's when you're going to start to lose muscle. So low intensity cardio. Now, I put my incline on 15, speed on 4.8 kilometers per hour, and that gets my heart rate at a level of 140 beats per minute, which for me is optimal for burning and optimizing calories burnt to drop body fat, but also staying on top of fatigue. But I'm at the point now with 45-minute walks. It's a long time, and it is just a mindset game. You can rather get on the treadmill, make yourself miserable, look at the clock for the whole time and think I can't wait to get off, or reverse that, flip it on its head, make it something that you enjoy. So for me, I'll put a house music mix on. Imagine just being in the best shape of my life, shredded, in Ibiza, having a good time, having a boogie, and I take my mind off that, off this treadmill. I'll look ahead, so I won't even look at the screen, look ahead, take myself to a happy place. Before you know it, the walk's over. So channel your mindset, thrive off it, enjoy it, and it'll be a hell of a lot more enjoyable. For 5 more minutes, just under 5 more minutes now to slug out, then finally back home to eat, and I cannot wait. So I'll see you at the first meal. So finally post-workout time, and this for me now is the best part of the day. So it's currently 12:15, still haven't eaten yet, cardio boxed off, training boxed off. Normally home a little bit earlier, normally back by 11 for this. So today I'm really feeling it, smiling on the outside, crying on the inside. But for post-workout, we've got 4 sachets of sultana and raisin oats, and we've got 70 grams of ghost cinnamon protein. We're not sponsored by these, purely just The taste is unbelievable, it hits the spot. Same again with these. Firstly, in terms of the macros, so high in protein, high in carbs, just to stimulate muscle protein synthesis, but also just to replenish glycogen post-workout. But ultimately, the choice of these is firstly down to satiation. So the oats make me feel full up. They take a long time to eat. 4 sachets is 2 bowls of oats. But also the taste. These, for me, just taste like a dessert. I savor this bowl of oats. Honestly, it takes me about 20 minutes. I take my time. I make the oats nice and thick, just so it's more satiating, takes longer to eat. But it hits the spot. So I'm gonna go and enjoy this post-workout meal now, get showered, and then we're into work block number 1, where we get stuck into the coaching. So into the work block we go. Standard working day, normally from about 12 till 9:30 is just now solid work. So training's out of the way, a lot of the steps are out of the way, cardio's out of the way. From now, I've just got another 45-minute walk to go. Other than that, it's just gonna be getting my meals in and a solid work block from 12 till 9:30. The split of that, 5 hours is gonna be spent on team check-ins. So reviewing the lads' progress, giving their feedback back over to them. Then it's gonna be new client setups, 1 to 2 hours a day, getting new clients set up, and then the evenings are spent on consultation calls. So new lads looking to get on board, we carry out an assessment of their situation, put together a game plan of what we would need to do to get them the results, and they can then decide if they want to work with us or not. And then a little bit of time spent on sort of analysing data and the business management side of things. It's coming in 0.6 down. We know that that is the perfect rate of loss, where we're optimizing how much body fat we can pull off, but we're also controlling variables like your energy drive, keeping performance high, keeping the fullness added to the look. If we look from a visual standpoint, visually we're getting significantly leaner, as you would expect now, coming in 11 kilos down. But there's so much fullness to the look. Where we've kept food as high as we can, arms, delts, chest, still looking very full. A lot of vascularity running through the arms. So all in all, very happy. Again, from a stress management standpoint, head is well and truly in the game. Stress is low, appetite is under control, energy levels are in a good spot, motivation absolutely through the roof. So all in all, very positive week this week. From a training standpoint, as we know from the round of clips that we've done, training is now at a very high level. We've collected those baseline numbers of set, sat, technique where it needs to be, and also baseline numbers where intensity is very high. And what we're now seeing is week after week, we're maintaining performance levels. So body fat's coming off, performance levels are holding, visuals are improving, stress management is in a good spot here. All in all, very happy. Now, coming into a check-in, yielding that rate of loss that we're chasing towards the bottom end of that range, we are going to make some adaptations to the plan this week. But again, what we don't need to do is anything overly aggressive to the plan. Every time you make an aggressive adaptation, we're reducing your energy drive, we're increasing your appetite, reducing your mental well-being, which then puts us at a risk of losing that level of adherence and seeing performance drop. So again, this week, it's going to be a very gradual manipulation. We're going to apply a little bit more pressure from a cardio standpoint, going to keep food high this week, just to make sure we're keeping carbs high, glycogen high, to keep performance levels going strong, but also just to keep you looking full on a week-to-week basis. So what we're going to be doing now is put in another 5 minutes of cardio in. So we're going to go from 30 minutes times 6 up to 35 minutes times 6, with the goal again of pulling off within that range of 0.6 to 0. So what you've seen there is just a typical check-in. Now, the main factors that I sort of assess when carrying out these check-ins is, firstly, and I'd say most importantly, is the rate of progression. So if they're in a fat loss phase, how much scale weight are they losing? From a visual standpoint, how much body fat is coming off? And what does that reflect from a training standpoint? So if the primary objective is losing body fat, you're seeing scale weight go down, you're not seeing much changes from a body composition standpoint, performance is going to shit. You know, you're just losing muscle, not losing much body fat. But the reverse of that, scale weight's coming nicely, visuals are tightening up, there's a lot of fullness, a lot of vascularity and density to the look, training performance is holding. We know that we're pulling off the body fat, we're retaining muscle in the process. We then got factors like the level of adherence and consistency, stress management, so where's appetite at, where's your energy levels at, and your overall sort of mental well-being. And then from a training standpoint, we collect form clips every single week to make sure training's at an elite level, and on top of that, we then log the workouts. So what we can then do is assess the data from a training standpoint. So if you're in a gaining phase, are lifts progressing at the rate that we would expect you to be progressing at? Or if you're in a dieting phase, are we maintaining performance levels, or are they just completely going to shit? And then when you take a whole look of an overview like that, so you've got their lifestyle, you've got their nutrition, you've got their training, you've got their mental health, you then take complete control of their progression. And that ultimately is how we get the results that we get. But I've got a busy afternoon now of check-ins and new client setups to go out. So this video is going to be a wrap now. But gonna drop it in there. If you found any value or any entertainment from the video, drop a like, drop a subscription, and we'll catch you next Sunday for the next episode of the prep series.